trying to fix the damage I have done. My wife, 35F, and I, 39M, are having an extremely difficult time. We were friends with benefits starting in 2010 and became exclusive in 2011 and married in 2015. While she has been dealing with past trauma, it has woken her up to the bullshit she's put up with from me, and it's all flooding back. In the past 13 years, I have hurt her time and again. When we were dating a few months, I made out with a girl at a party. She said she had a dream that something happened, and I confessed. When I told her about it, I was too immature and proud to say I just acted stupid. She asked if it was because the girl was hotter than her, and I said yes. It wasn't true, but I said it because she told me it needed to make sense. One Halloween we were out with friends on ecstasy, and I was rubbing my friend's wife's head on the dance floor, then rubbing her feet back at their place while my friend went to bed. She tells me no, she felt invisible to me. I didn't have feelings or never did anything with this woman. She didn't even matter to me. When we were living together, and I was in a theater show where I had to kiss another actor. My not-yet wife had made me a scarf, and when my co-star asked me about it, I told her my friend made it. I liked the attention and wanted to seem available, even though nothing happened outside of rehearsal and the show. I made it wrong. At another theater show, I made the choice to compliment one of the cast members in their costume. I thought I was being cute and slick, and when she tried to flirt with me at the cast party, with my not-yet wife there, I was caught. I was working at a small place with a handful of full-time employees. They hired an intern, cute blonde girl, and I was scared and insecure about it. So I never told her this person worked there for a year. The longer I didn't say it, the more I wanted to hide it, because I knew it was making it worse. When I finally told her, of course, she assumed the worst. Eventually, she had enough. After giving up her career to stay home with our daughter for her first 2 years, she started her performance career again, stayed out late, became distant, and eventually had an affair. In that time, when I knew something was going on, I was recluse and subtly trying to win her back. Eventually it ended, and she came back to me. I felt entitled and stubborn, telling myself I never did anything as bad as her. I started seeking and giving validation to other women, in my mind, innocently. I wasn't trying to be romantic or intimate or suggestive, but I wouldn't talk to her about it. At my current job, where there are over 250 employees, I avoided talking about all the women at work. It was a scar that I didn't want to bring up, didn't want to engage in, again because I told myself I wasn't doing anything wrong. Earlier this year, I was on a work trip and brought my family to vacation while I was working. One night I saw some co-workers in the hotel lobby, and in an effort to be transparent, brought them over to meet them. It looked like they were getting up to leave, so I said, "This is my family," instead of doing name introductions, and one of them told my wife she loved me. This is a generally emphatic woman that I don't have a special relationship with, but for my wife, she felt like I was too ashamed to call her my wife and introduce her by name. It was more important to hear validation from my coworker than make my wife feel comforted and special. Now it's coming out. She's going through my work phone and seeing me be friendly, making jokes with people I've known for years that she has never heard about. She demands explanations, and I try to say it's nothing, but she pushes and pushes, and I say stupid shit, like, "She looks like a model, that's why I didn't talk about her, and I didn't want you to feel threatened. She has a big ass, and I used to look at it and smile at her when I didn't need to. She's cute and bubbly, and it gave me a good feeling. When she asked me if one was skinnier than her, and I wasn't sure, I guessed yes." That same woman once heard me speaking Spanish and then told me she did, and I don't remember what I said, but it was something to the effect of, "Wow, impressive," and my wife calls that flirting, as much as you can do in a professional setting. Aside from all this, there were all the little moments where I caught another woman's eye, or checked someone out in front of her. After fighting, I would try to correct it by snapping my head away, making it even more obvious and, to her, feeling fake. My wife says now that I made all these women feel better than I ever made her feel. That there are men out there that are respectful and don't check out other women in front of them, and she hates that she had to beg me to stop. That anything I've tried to do over the years to make her feel beautiful and tell her how much I love her and make her feel special feel hollow and empty. At this point, she says the only reason she hasn't left me is so we don't uproot our daughter's life. How do I heal us from this? How can I tell her that all that behavior was superficial? And it's not that I didn't care how it was affecting her. I was trying to protect both of us from my behavior, trying to be a good man despite my bad habits. I tell her I love her more than anyone, but it's not good enough, because she's not the only one. Have you been able to come back from something like this? Is it possible to build back up after all this pain? TL.DR. I have lied to my wife and behaved inappropriately even after fighting about it and saying I would change. How do I make up for the pain I've caused and prove we have a future?